hope you had a good week, and welcome back to Call of War, Saudi Arabia campaign, day 12. I will just check my software. My mic seems to be working. I hope the screen capture here is working as well. Here we go. Start that. Yeah, there's a few things you have to do. This game won't do game capture, so I just have to show you my entire screen. Day 12. I was about to say nothing much have happened, dear diary. Oops. Here's Twitch popping up. Could not look. But there is a lot happening. As you remember, I was preparing, or actually had started to invade Romania, and I managed to capture the capital, Bucharest, which did not contain as many resources as I had hoped for. Unfortunately, the Romanian army was kind of a bit larger than I expected, and my Romanian invasion army wasn't that great, and I made a mistake and pushed in with armor in the western parts, and I lost 3 units, which is not good in this game. So now I'm basically being overrun by Romanian anti-tank guns here, and infantry in the west. I'm fighting for my life around the capital, where he keeps sending. Germany very wisely held off their own attacks, so the Romanians started to move its AI, but still responded to my invasion and started to move forces away from the German border. So now when Germany invades, he has, well, it's not completely empty, but I know the Romanian AI moved a couple of forces away from the Romanian border. So basically, and I only have one single place where a factory can build troops. I'm building an artillery in Bucharest. So now I am only holding on for dear life here. I would like to push up to Belgrade and get another factory, but I'm not sure if I can do it. Usually when you invade an AI country, it's easy going, but here I am actually feeling the pressure. I don't have a huge army available. Let's see, if I grab all my forces here, you can see I have 6 tanks, 6 artillery, 4 anti-air, which isn't that quite that useful, and 4 infantry, where 2 are motorized and 2 anti-tank guns. That's not a huge army to be fighting all this AI. Well, especially if you, like me, like to avoid the casualties. But I'll try to attrition them, because they usually attack one at a time, and use my artillery to grind them down. That's my plan. As a last resort, I could use my fighter reserve, but I rather want them to be on full health in case I need them to counter any threats. Okay, the Caucasus border is starting to be a little bit fortified. You can see level 1 forts in the provinces. I don't have resources enough to build up level 2 forts yet. The war in Turkestan is drawing to a close. Finally, I'm getting up here with my artillery to these 2 last provinces and taking them out. And basically, I'm just gonna hang out in these towns here and enjoy the resources for as long as I can, and keep fortifying my Iranian fortification line back here, and pull back to this case. I have good relations with the Asian coalition, but it's full, it's 5 players, you never know what happens in this game, and I want to keep all my options open and be safe in case they make a surprise attack. Although there is talks, very secretly, about central Russia, North Ural, and I think even Xinjiang, because I can see Xinjiang is moving forces here. I think they're moving up towards the German border here, because Germany is not very good at diplomacy at all. It's actually very bad at diplomacy. Germany is not in a coalition, so he should guard his eastern border. That's all I'm saying. Sweden doesn't seem to take part in this game. He's basically passive, doing nothing. And Quebec here from North America made a sneaky invasion in Bilbao, and they just spread all over Spain and took 1, 2, 3 cities. Lisbon doesn't seem to contain any factories. Factories are important because that's where you can build units. Whereas Madrid is empty, and Sevilla has half a factory. So that means, and I can see quite a large Quebecian army in Spain. So that means Libya is, I wouldn't say outnumbered, but with their strong air force, they're always okay. But Spain is split between Quebec and Libya, and I don't think, yeah, that's kind of a exciting situation. I also seen the German Navy in the Mediterranean with four destroyers and two cruisers sailing around and fighting Libyan submarines. I suppose the plan is for Germany to protect their southern border, the southern coast, with their navy. But I can also see quite a lot of no less than six high quality, high level of research, level 5 submarines type 9D uh, heading towards the German Navy here. But Germany and Libya is at war, and Libya are sending some forces towards Spain, or rather the Mediterranean coast, which means they're still leaving Upper Volta alone so far. They have a lot of artillery here. What are those? Tactical bombers. Yeah. So, and Libya just took out Tanganyika. It's almost done. I mean, we all know it's clear. These hexes are just waiting to be captured. Unfortunately, Libya was a bit I don't know if you could call it rude or greedy, or he decided that he should just cut up to the eastern border of Africa and cut me off. And I felt it would have been very rude to bypass his territory and start taking that. So my gains in the war towards Tanganyika were quite limited. I only got this part, and look how much Libya got. And then he asked me why I didn't send all my forces up to fight the Asians instead of, wanting new territories. What is that? Why do you want that? Well, I should respond to him that I'm not entirely satisfied with the African split up either. He wanted me to send all my forces away from Africa and leave him alone to take it, and so I guess he had, opinions about that, and I do too, to be frank. So I sent my four available armor units over to Madagascar, only protected by three destroyers, but that I've sunk a few Tanganyikan submarines around here, and I think I'm fairly lonely with the fleet in this area. And I know there's a couple of units on Madagascar, but I am hoping to snag a few unguarded cities and build city assaulting units down here and take them out, so I don't have to use my panzers in the towns, because that's bad, as we know. And finally, I need another war, right? I'm not fighting on enough fronts. So I decided to finally invade and take out Somalia. I mean, I want to get rid of Somalia, because so I don't have to keep forces around in this area. I don't think they're very strong. They don't even have a factory any longer. I'm hoping it's just basically walk around with a few artillery units and eliminate them. Here's the last Tanganyikan tanks, which takes forever to kill with artillery. Although that's how I want to do it, because here's another North. Okay, so North Sudan was the one of the last countries. It had been fighting first Ethiopia when Ethiopia invaded. Then they were fighting Tanganyika when Tanganyika invaded, and now finally they're fighting me and Libya jointly. It's an AI controlled. Luckily, I was able to snag two cities here in the eastern parts. The capital of Khartoum didn't not give a lot of resources, so I suspect the AI is quite good at, instead of hoarding huge amounts of resources that they used to be, they actually build stuff now these days. So I got two new cities with factories in them, and I captured Port Sudan up here. That's a third. But I do know here in Suakin, somewhere hidden, is a rather large Tanganyikan army with lots of artillery in it. It's quite an infantry, so it's quite an unpleasant army to take care of, really. And I'm leaving Port Sudan open here, so I'm kind of risking myself a bit. But as long as Tanganyika is green, an active player, he actually has to log in and move his troops, and I don't think he wants to log into this game any longer, because he probably doesn't enjoy playing it that much anymore. So I'm hoping he will just stand still there until I get a better opportunity at taking care of it while I'm fighting the Sudanese AI forces. Um, yeah, Libya, of course, using their immense air superiority to take out units. He decided to try to cut me off here in the morning after I. So it doesn't seem to be like such a solidaric split up of potential gains in Africa between me and Libya any longer. He is aggressively trying to conquer as much territory as is possible, and I would have preferred a more equal, friendly split. To be honest, there's not much I can do about it since I'm bordering the Asian coalition of five. I couldn't afford a two-front war with this coalition and Libya, but we decided to team up, and I'd never agreed to give him all the territory in the world and just become a meat shield for him in Asia, like he seems to prefer me to. That would be good for him, but it's not a good diplomatical settlement. I'm not happy with that. I need to expand at the same rate as he does. We should operate and gain the amount equal. You can check. I had quite a lead on him in provinces, and now he's 50 ahead of me, and he still keeps trying to push me out of any future games. So a little bit of tension there, but I'm hoping in the end it will equal out and we can still cooperate. But I would have wished for a more generous settlement, to be honest. Now, I think there's basically mostly infantry hanging around here in North Sudan, and it's open ground. It's not. There's some hills, but mostly open ground, and I have a few tanks moving around here. So I think Sudan is going to be all right to mop up. It's not at all as difficult as, even though it looks probably quite complicated for any viewer. I think it's going to be easier to mop up than Romania. And then, of course, I'm going to move up my army and prepare an invasion of Egypt. Hopefully, I can get half of Egypt. That would be fine with me, if Libya would be so kind to allow me that. Let's go through a bit of build strategy, tactics, and research. I just researched two motorized SP artillery and what else? SP anti-air, so I can mechanize both artillery and anti-air. I'm not going to be able to research these to a higher level, but at least I can build the level 1 version. Currently, I'm researching medium tank level 1, that I intend to do 2, and maybe even go heavy tanks, because I am now out of manpower. I have an 800 manpower game, which is quite good, but that is at the moment more or less my bottleneck. Well, I am running out on all resources except oil and food, to be honest, at the moment. So I wouldn't say, but I need to start building more expensive units. My plan now, what I would like to do, of course, is catch up on tactical bombers. I'm 3 levels of research behind. That is like, oh my god, that's 2.5 days and a lot of rares to invest. And then I need to build all the level 2 air bases. And then I, in fact, needs to start building the very expensive tactical bombers. That's why gold comes so much in handy when you want to build up an early tactical air force. But I'm not going to waste any gold yet. I have 148,000 gold, which is quite a lot. I don't know if I were to buy that in real money, I would have to pay more than 45 euros. So I have 45 euros worth of well, if you buy it in lesser denominations, it's even more. But uh, I have 45 euros of gold. So if anyone pisses me off in this game, I can put a number on him if I want to. I just keep this gold around because you know I I kind of want to use it against other gold spenders. Most of it I actually grinded up through winning campaigns. You get a few thousand for each one map, but a map can take like 2-3 months to win. So 5,000 for winning that's not a lot. So anyway, so that's my plan. Defend, you know, defend in the Caucasus, defend in Iran and these 4 cities here in Turkestan. Finish up the situation in Romania. That's where I need to focus. I'm sending a few reinforcements, but it's gonna take like a day, a full day, for them to sail across the ocean and move all the way up into Romania. So this is kind of a foobar situation for me. I don't regret invading, but it is a bit harder than I expected. And then, of course, finish off Sudan and Somalia, and hopefully I can conquer Madagascar as well. So that's it for day 12 as Saudi Arabia, and I'll make a report tomorrow again, hopefully. And looking forward to any comments in what's it called again, YouTube or Twitch when I post this. So thank you very much and have a nice Friday evening and weekend, boys and girls, and see you next time. Bye bye.